Okay, so I know this is a terrible idea, but I already said I was gonna do this, so here we go. Right, let's see. FNAF lore explained. Fredbear's Family Diner. William Afton and Henry opened in 1967 the family-friendly Fredbear's Family Diner featuring a brown furry suit of a bear as a mascot. Henry would usually wear the suit, as they didn't have enough money to hire someone to do the job for a long time and they were studying at the time. William studied engineering and Henry business administration and communication. William met an unnamed woman with whom he married and 3 years later had a boy called Michael. Sorry, Chald Michael. They met in court. William was being charged for murdering a child that allegedly was crying outside the diner for being scared of Fredbear the bear. She was working selling hot dogs in from of the building. BTW, he was released because they didn't have evidences pointing it. It took them 4 years to actually achieve any success with the diner, as they learnt from little Michael that Fredbear was boring. William then decided a new mascot, a yellow furry suit of a rabbit called Bonnie. The chemistry between both characters worked like black magic, and the success rained on them like rain in a rainy day. The amount of money they got was so much, William used it to test his engineering skills, designing the first two Springlock suits, which were obviously Bonnie and Fredbear. The success increased. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, the diner's success, was so big a company decided to buy it and open a franchise around it. Henry and William sold it, seeing a whole lot of profit coming from it. But there was a catch. The company used sneaky legal actions that allowed them to have the diner 100% under their possession, erasing Henry and Michael's name from it. The company then opened Fazbear's Entertainment to take care of everything. William was so pissed because of this, he cut any relationship with anyone involved with the franchise. Henry, on the other hand, didn't know any other thing to do, so he asked for a job. He became Phone Guy. FFP opened in 1973 and featured four furry suits of animals: Freddy Fazbear, a recolor of Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy the Pirate. This made William even more pissed when he learned they made four animatronics without him. He started planning his revenge. BTW, the diner was still opened as a sister location for FFP. The origin of Purple Guy: in 1976, William had twins, a little blonde girl and a little brunette boy. He started to teach Michael to take care of them because Daddy won't be around forever. During his free time, William started designing and projecting new robots. He hated the name animatronics, and plans for his own company, Afton Robotics. But he had another plan under his sleeve: ruin FFP from the inside. He disguised himself as Dave Miller and applied for daytime security guard at FFP. He was always wearing purple, the uniform's color, and usually hid in the shadows to stay out of the sight from anyone who might recognize him. He was nicknamed by every child as the Purple Guy. During this time, in 1980, he did his evil plan using the spring Bonnie suit he built years earlier. He lured 5 children into a back room, murdered them, and hid inside the body of the animatronics. In case you're wondering what he did with the fifth one, he obviously hid it inside a spare Freddy suit he then painted yellow. Duh. Fortunately for Billy, they actually caught Henry instead of him, as one of the cameras caught him walking around in one of the suits. He got out sometime later, as they managed to prove he had some mental disabilities and had a fixation with wearing the suits around, and had no violent behavior. But Dave, well, he was fired when FFP closed. Circus Baby, with the help of the money he got from selling the children's organs in the black market, William opened Afton Robotics and had everything ready to open his own kid-friendly restaurant, Circus Baby's Pizza World. The problem is that he got a new hobby, and this is where his hill went down. What? He liked so much of the idea of killing children and the profit he could get from selling their organs. Healthy children organs are way more valuable than adults. He made special alterations in his robots, turning them into kid kidnapping and killing machines. The problem is that in 1982 he accidentally let his daughter get close to Baby when he wasn't looking, and Baby killed her. He knew he was the one to blame, but he actually blamed Michael for this, saying that he, as the older brother, should have protected her. This incident led to the pizzeria's cancellation and William's divorce. His wife took Michael and the other boy with her, leaving him alone. His new hobby and this incident in his life led him to become a human monster. The children going a little away from the entire Afton story arc Let's talk about the children he murdered. The first one came to possess a puppet from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The other five, with the help of the first one, possessed suits they were stuffed inside. They then started killing any adult they could at night when there were no children around because they thought every adult was the purple guy they heard of when they were still alive. In the bite of 83, William's ex-wife took the children and they started living close to the diner that was still running great for the good old times before the problems. She would take them there. William, on the other, didn't like it in the slightest and bought a warehouse close to their house where he built an underground room he used to monitor cameras installed in the house, the diner, and the restaurant. He also started to prepare the warehouse to building circus, baby, entertainment, and rental. He also returned to his Dave Miller persona, working at the diner, taking a closer look at his sons. The crying child after the baby incident, Michael became a rebel teenager who was rebelling against his father's will. Bullied his younger brother for the brother's unluckiness. He was also traumatized for actually having witnessed baby killing his sister in the year before. For his luckiness, though, he had a reliable friend, psychic friend Fred Bear. Unbeknown to him, the plush was actually a camera his father used to check on him. More unbeknown for him, when the plush talked with him, it was actually the spirit of his sister who was haunting William's warehouse, and with supernatural abilities managed to speak through the camera system. The bite, per se, you all know how it happened. The birthday party. Bad joke, head inside Fred's mouth and chomp. Child's head crushed. He went to the hospital, but died. His sister tried to help him, but in the end he became a ghost purple bear, crying in the corners of everywhere the suit that killed him was at. William's revenge after the bite. Michael's mother committed suicide and he was taken under William's keeping, but Billy wasn't happy with his son, who caused the death of another one of his children. William projected the new building to have a place for torturing children, especially made for Michael, actually. The room was designed to mimic Michael's room from the other house, so when he would fall asleep, William would take him to the nightmare room, Michael would be drugged, and unleash nightmare robotic versions of the Fazbear animatronics to haunt him at night, giving him some reminders of what he did to his brother. This marked Michael for life and turned him into a better person, actually. 1987. OMG, this is long, isn't it? Well, in 1987, another FFP opened with new animatronics. William then became Dave again and killed more 5 children. The place temporarily shut down, reopened in November, but didn't last after Mangle bit someone. Henry was once again without a job. The problem is that in this attempt, they recognized Dave as William, so he had to hit himself for his own safety. Fixing past mistakes during the time hiding, William started pondering about his decisions on life and how it screwed everything for him. He caused the death of his family, lasting only him and his older son. That was it, the solution. If he, William, ruined everything, Michael could be the one to fix everything. He then sent a letter to Michael explaining everything he should do. William was aware of the spirits and possessions and knew his daughter was haunting C, B, E, and R, so he sent Michael there first. Then sister location happened and all that jazz, or should I say casual bongos kill me. So Baby first thought Michael was William, but then she recognized his brother and saw an opportunity for her and the other sentient robots from the rental to leave, using him as a human disguise to prevent his brother died from this. She did some black magic's researches and found a way to prevent him from dying. Then Ennard came to be. Michael fooled into the scooping room and became a suit. Ennard tried to live life as a regular human being, pretending to be Michael, but unfortunately the black magic didn't prevent flesh from rotting, so the disguise was ruined and Ennard left Michael's body, now living in the sewers, waiting for it to start shooting, hoping to get a role in it. But even though Michael became an undying walking corpse, his job wasn't done. He had one last thing to do, free the souls of his father's victims. So he went to work at FFP that reopened in the 90s to check if the possession thing was really going on there. Oh, Henry died there before Michael began to work. Michael got a fake name, Mike Schmidt. He wasn't good with names as his father was, and worked there. He was unfortunately fired for being a smelly corpse and supposedly tampering with the animatronics, so he waited for when the pizzeria closed for good. With the help of Shadow Freddy, who is actually the spirit of his younger brother, he dismantled the animatronics, freeing the children's souls from their physical restraints. For Michael's unluckiness, in the FNAF universe, rotten corpses are purple, which lead the spirits to believing he was the purple guy and consequently attacking him. Thankfully, Michael remembered about the Spring Bonnie suit he could use to fool the spirits his father told him. Unfortunately, the suit failed on him, crushing his body. As the spirits thought their killer was dead for good, they left. Michael stayed there, sitting in an abandoned room, rotten body inside a broken rotten suit. With his brother, FNAF 3, no one likes FNAF 3. You all know what happens there. The future after Fazbear's Fright burnt down. In an attempt from Michael to remove the suit, he thought the fire would disintegrate the suit, but it only hurt more. He concluded the last thing he had to do in his never-ending life was to go after his father, one who caused all the shit that happened to everyone in this freaking franchise. So what's to come? Only FNAF 6 will answer us.